What makes a house a home? We asked the people of Wales to enter their houses into Wales Home of the Year. Now our judges are visiting the top 3 from each region, choosing one each episode to go through to our national final. Scoring them on architectural merit, distinctive design and original style are interior designer Mandy Watkins from Anglesey.
What I'm looking for in a home is something that excites me, gives me that wow factor, just something I haven't seen before.
Cardiff-based architectural designer Glenn Thomas.
What I'm looking for in a home is innovation, originality and the unexpected.
And leading the judging, Owain Wyn Evans.
I'm looking for a home that respects its history, but also makes space for modern-day living.
Oh, wow. Come on. I'm hoping for a room that I'm disappointed in. Bedroom, this is more like a dance hall.
Honestly, guys, is giving me, like, goosebump vibes.
Wow.
I know.
In the end, only one can be Wales Home of the Year. Today, our judges are visiting the shortlist from the southwest, starting with an Edwardian townhouse on the Mumbles. Bryn Eithen was built around 1906 and is home to Catherine, husband Jono and their children Megan and Campbell.
I love my home, I absolutely love my home. I love making the spaces work for us.
The family moved into the property 4 years ago and have made some significant changes.
I like things that are a little bit individual, but I like them to be practical and work for the family as well. It's just a lovely space to welcome people into, and that's really what we were aiming to do.
The ground floor includes a generous hallway, a kitchen diner, and a large living room and dining area, leading onto a patio with sea views. The first floor has an office, a master bedroom and a bathroom. The second floor, 2 further bedrooms and another bathroom. Prior to the judge's arrival, we asked the owner to leave a heart in her favourite place.
So this is my favourite spot in the home. It's got the most spectacular views of the sea, which is just super calming. It's lovely to come out here and sit, read a book, magazine, just chat and catch up.
Armed with only the basic facts about the property and its owner, the judges have arrived to assess Bryn Eithen.
Well, well, well.
That is a whopper.
It is, isn't it? Just looking up at the home from here and imagining what the view is going to be like, especially from that top floor out over the bay. Stunning.
I think I'm going to like it here.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
What I like about this hall is usually, you know, they can be overdone, can't they? Overstyled with console tables and lamps. I'm guilty myself. But here, there's a lot of space, a piano with a lamp, and then over there, there's that pine cabinet. We are by the sea, aren't we? So it is quite seaside vibes, isn't it?
And like you say, it's a huge house. So the hallway is impressive in proportion with the house, but they haven't overdone it.
Yeah.
Loving the floor, nice rich colours.
Yeah, I think it's really nice as well to see in a home of this age where someone has been quite bold with the colours. You know, the architraves, the skirting boards, even the whole staircase are this lovely colour. Oh, this is nice.
I have to say, this room, the interiors isn't what I expected. I do love a bit more of a countrified look, and this is definitely more that. It's relaxed, you know, the grey sofas, they're all a bit different, but it's nice. There's some texture, there's some pattern.
It's quite eclectic, isn't it? I'm seeing a few different styles. The dusky pink and the brass handles, you know, that's quite on trend. It doesn't look out of place, does it?
Definitely not.
And look at this, the way you step out onto the patio, you've got these tiles, which I wouldn't have even thought of doing
like
that.
It's a great way, isn't it, to transition a floor. Seamless, isn't it?
It is. There's one thing, darlings, that I really want to see, though. The view, which we've not really seen yet. Shall we venture outside?
Oh, go on then.
Go on. And twist your arm. Oh, wow. Look, there it is.
Oh, I wonder why. I mean, what is there to like here?
This is what makes our job worthwhile, isn't it?
I was going to ask you both why the owners of this home have chosen this space to place the heart, but I mean, it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
It's quite private though, isn't it? Because of the palm trees here, It does give a sense of enclosure. You don't feel as if you're exposed to the whole of the bay. And it's got the perfect orientation, hasn't it? So you're going to get the whole afternoon basked in sun here. It's a real sun trap.
If I was here all day, though, I'd end up as red as this heart. I'd have to get a lot of factor 50 on, darlings.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this is something else.
I wasn't expecting this.
When I was asked to be a judge on this is exactly the kind of room that I was hoping to see. I'm beaming.
I'm just taking all of this in. The cut-out handles, it's a strong look, isn't it? The terrazzo splashback, square island, you know, those science block stools.
This is crazy, isn't it? Everywhere you look, there's something to amaze yourself with. And look at the massive roof lights as well.
Yeah. The Crittall effect, windows and doors, it just works so perfectly in this space in the home, letting all that light in. And again, you're seeing out to what is another beautiful outside seating area. Gorgeous.
When I walk into a house, I'm always either amazed by the architecture or really impressed by the design and the furniture. With this, it's everything. The architecture really makes me feel joyous. It's full of light and the furniture is so sophisticated, cool. I don't know what else to say on it. It's just, it's very rare, but I am actually blown away by it.
I just feel like I keep saying wow when I walk into the rooms in this home.
Don't you feel like you're just walking into a glass room?
Yeah, you do. Also, speaking of the windows, man, the bay obviously is prominent, it's there, it's big, but this cutesy little side window that I'm loving in this room, because you just look through it and there it is, the glistening water.
That must be such a fabulous place to sit and watch the weather come in and the sea roll in. It's such a fantastic space.
The judges will now mark Bryn Eithen out of 10, with functionality, distinctiveness and design in mind. Mandy's score will be held back until the judges have seen all 3 homes, when their combined scores will be revealed.
This home is just incredible. You can see from the front that it's going to be sizable, and then when you approach it and step inside, the proportions of the rooms are just huge, really. But the owners have been really careful to give every room a bit of an identity, really, and every space you step into is different, but also works really well. They've got fabulous taste. I'm going to give this home a 9.
I'm actually really surprised how much I've fallen in love with this home. What they've done to the house, I think, is very sophisticated. There's no specific contrived style. Everything sort of blends in nicely. The kitchen itself, I think, is one of the best spaces I've ever been in. The moment I opened that door, you could probably see the joy just shone out of my face. And I think that's what I was looking for when we started this programme. I'm going to give this home a 10.
Such a nice house overall, you know, relaxed, family feel. And it's refreshing, really. I honestly didn't expect this at the back of the house. I love the kitchen, love the outdoor space in the front and the back. You know, it just feels really welcoming. I'd happily transport this kitchen to my house, and I rarely say that, I think.
Next up for the judges' consideration is a converted early 1700s watermill near Ammanford. The mill is home to Helen and Matthew, their 4 daughters Robin, Jamie, Zoe and Esme, and their 4 alpacas, Sean, Morgan, Ninian and Wyn.
I think the moment we arrived, we fell in love with it, didn't we? It's just so tranquil and peaceful and quiet.
The home was rebuilt around the remains of the original mill in 1972, and the family moved in 9 years ago.
Every floor, wall and ceiling's been replaced since we've been here to make it livable. Just me and Helen have done all the work.
She just needed some real TLC. It has taken, well, it still is.
Still ongoing.
Yeah, still ongoing. So it has taken 9 years.
The mill is spread across 3 floors. On the bottom floor are their bedrooms and even a swimming pool. The first floor has a kitchen, living room and bathroom, and the dining room is on the top floor.
This is our favourite spot in the home because this is where we generally catch up at the end of the day and have a meal and just talk about what we've all been doing.
And now the judges arrive for their first view of the mill.
Interesting.
Yes, and in a lovely spot. Look at those trees.
Amazing backdrop, but I'm thinking it's quite hard to get a sense of what it's going to be like inside.
I imagine it feels like it's going to be really steep. So I'm guessing what looks like a kind of tumble-down rustic cottage from here is going to open up.
So, should we go and have a look then?
Yes, sounds good.
Ah.
From outside, I think the three of us were expecting this to be a split-level home, and maybe a lot of it would be below the road level. And yeah, here we are. We're looking down there.
In a split-level house, I think views into rooms is really helpful because they can be quite complicated as a layout and the flow doesn't quite work.
Absolutely, Mandy. I think it's really important architectural language where you see light coming in and shade from different areas, and that invites you onto this journey.
You know, looking around this space, you two, I wonder what this building was, because you can see there's an exposed stone wall there. That looks pretty old. And we're on the side of a hill. I wonder if this was an old mill or something at one stage.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely spot on, Owen. I'm just looking at the artwork on the wall there, and it does say the mill at Glynhir. OK. Wow, there's something very chapel-esque about this space, isn't it?
Yeah, there is, and we can see right up into the roof here, so it's a big, open space. Also, one thing that strikes me about this home is that we have some interesting lights in this room.
It's very dark, though, isn't it? We're guessing this building was an old mill. We're guessing it is also hundreds of years old. So possibly, I'm thinking that might be the reason for the lack of openings and daylight.
And I think, you know, stone walls absorb a lot of light.
They do.
So that is going to, you know, it's very characterful and it's lovely with that fire stove in front of it. It'd be interesting to see a bit more just so that I can get more of a sense of who lives here.
Ah, so we're down in the living room.
We're seeing the same colour throughout, aren't we? Haven't seen any pops of colour yet. It's just very grey. And I'm wondering if they've used that just so that it's a backdrop against all the artwork they've got up.
The one thing that I'm not getting yet in this home, you two, is you don't see a huge amount of what's going on outside. And for me, that's what was uber gorgeous about this home, the location of it.
I'm getting quite frustrated. Every time we come into a room, I want to see more context. I want to see more connection with nature and with the outside. But, you know, maybe there's a journey to be had here. And this is what the beauty of the character of the house is. Maybe we're going to be exposed to this view slowly as we go down.
We found the kitchen, you two.
Oh, look, here we have it. I found the heart.
Ah.
I know it's a cliche that the kitchen is the heart of the home, but this is clearly a space they enjoy. We've got some connection with the outside, very small windows, almost as if nature is the picture on the walls. Looking at it, it's actually a very ergonomically well-designed kitchen. Having the island in the middle and the peninsula dining table at a higher level is very sociable. And I think looking around, this is a family home and this will be used quite a lot.
Kitchens are sociable spaces, aren't they? It's usually my favourite room. But for me, these massive lights are just obstructing my view. They're obstructing my view to the trees, as well as possibly obstructing my view to have eye contact with someone that's in the room. So I just think, you know, I want the lights just to flood in.
Oh, wow, we've got a swimming pool down here.
Ah!
Look at that.
Exciting.
Oh. I should have brought my mankini.
Oh, my, I'm glad you didn't.
OK, a bedroom.
Nice big bed. And I'm seeing a lot of light coming in from there, which I'm very glad about. That's a lovely backdrop, isn't it? I'm seeing a lot of the trees. And then it's interesting to see how, you know, the outside is being graded down with all this beautiful stonework.
I imagine this is a gorgeous place to wake up. We can hear the birds there because the stable door's open.
There's arches everywhere, so we've seen them in the lounge with the window and the patio doors. And I like the way that they've chosen a mirror, you know, to emulate that arch. It's nice, isn't it? Little touches like that, I think, for me, make a difference.
So, how will the judges score the mill? Glenn is holding back his score until they've all seen the final home.
I love upside-down homes. They're very quirky, and that's certainly what you get here. I think it's really clever how the areas within this home have been worked out. The one thing that I do wish that this home had more of is a connection to the outside space. This is a gorgeous location, and I felt like there was a little bit of a disconnect between those two things. I'm going to give this home an 8.
What a fantastic place. It's a really unusual layout, you know, and for a family home to have that many levels, sometimes it can be a bit complicated. But for me, I like a bit more colour. There was too much grey, and I think when you have such an old building, a characterful building, I think you just need a softer colour, just give you a bit more reflection. I'm going to give this home a 7.
I always find houses on different levels really interesting, especially family homes where you've got bedrooms, this wonderful swimming pool in the middle, kitchens, dining areas all coming off it. So there's not a clear circulation. It's quite random, it's quite organic, and of course that's befitting where we are. This is such an incredible sight as you look around the trees, the sound of the water. So I feel there's a lack of connection with nature and a lack of connection with its context, which is a bit disappointing.
The final contender from the southwest is Little Castle Cottage in Kidwelly. Nestled below the town's Norman Castle, the original single-storey cottage, dating from the 1700s, was extended to a 2-storey dwelling in the 1930s. Having fallen into disrepair, it has now been painstakingly restored by owner Luke.
So I was visiting my mum and dad in Kidwelly, and I came across this property and I fell in love instantly. However, it was pretty much derelict. It was uninhabitable. But I saw the potential and I thought, oh, this could be a beautiful home. About 2/3 into the project, I got diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma skin cancer. And I think this home kept me alive in a way, kept my mind stimulated. But I'm very fortunate to have my mum and dad, and they worked so hard with myself. I'm just really happy I got to see the home finished. And yeah, it's beautiful. I love being here.
Little Castle Cottage is another upside-down home. Downstairs, there's a hallway, a bathroom, bedroom, kitchen, and spare room. Upstairs, there is a living space running the full length of the property.
This is my favourite place in the home. I like to sit and relax here. It gets beautiful light throughout the day and I have direct views into the garden and a lovely view of the castle.
It's time for the judges to get their first peek at Little Castle Cottage.
Oh, pretty.
Very pretty.
Good first impression.
Yes. That door just pops, doesn't it?
Yes, fab.
When we walk around the corner there, the gable end, isn't that fascinating what they've done?
Yeah.
So the original stone cottage, you can still see the form of the single story, so you can see clearly the difference of the history of the building.
I hope it's as gorgeous inside.
I think it will be.
And me.
Oh, watch your head, guys.
Oh,
What's your fringe, babes?
the fringe is intact. Oh, wow, look at this.
It feels very cottagey. And even though it feels quite small when you're walking in, having to duck to get in, it opens out so I can see the back garden there. I can see that there's something modern beyond.
I love it when architecture shows a journey. Now, when you're walking here, you brought it up, man, you can see straight away through to the back, the glass windows, through to the back of the house. So that gives it an incredible sense of depth, but it's also really inviting. Mm-hmm. Okay, we've got a very vibrant bedroom here.
We have. I do love this colour. It's like a very rich teal. And one of the things I love about it is that where we have different light hitting it, it does look different. So there's a lovely kind of gradient and it's very welcoming. I like it.
I'm loving the way they've done, you know, like the subtle pink by the fireplace there. It's such a nice juxtaposition, isn't it, of the old and the new.
They've not been tempted to over-decorate a small room, so we've got little hints of very carefully selected artwork and this really wonderful detail exposing the old stone lintel above the front.
But what I'm thinking now is, if the fireplace is here, you know, I'd expect the lounge to be here. Where is the lounge?
Yeah, good question. We've not had a peek of that yet, have
No.
we?
No.
Ooh, nice bright kitchen.
You know the first thing that I'm drawn to? It's a gorgeous room, but I love that you can see the RSJ there. It's been painted that kind of magenta colour. They haven't hidden it away or boxed it in, and I really like that.
Yeah, and do you know what I like about it? It's quite a relatively small kitchen, isn't it? You know, you've got a neat L here, opens out. I love that you know, you're in the garden, you're on the grass there. So many nice touches, and it just goes to show what you can do in a small space.
Whoever's home this is really proud of it. They've spent a lot of time, like you said, Mandy, look at the proportions and the positioning of the paintings, look at the colour tones, how they pick up the artwork and the furniture. I think whoever lives here enjoys living here, and they've put the time and effort and passion into it.
Oh, it's good up here, boys.
Oh my goodness, it was definitely worth the wait, darlings.
Oh, we found the reason why it's an upside-down house then.
And that's pretty obvious that the heart is going to be here. So on this sofa, what a big, nice, open plan space.
It's so high compared to the rest of the home downstairs, isn't it? And there's a gorgeous little window there, and through it, I can see Kidwelly Castle.
Oh, yes. So this has the feel of a real kind of cool, chic, New York-y loft apartment. You know, the decor is really sophisticated, but it's not pretentious. I think it's very honest, and that follows through in the architectural elements that the homeowner has really cleverly respected.
And looking at this wall, I think that's the original chimney stack, Glenn, isn't it? You can see it all the way to the top. It just sits beautifully in this room.
I love as well that it feels like such a good, entertaining space, you know.
Yeah, I agree, Mandy. And I think, push that table aside, that's just a great area for dancing, isn't it?
Usually with upside-down living, you either do it for the space or the view.
Yeah.
So here, obviously, they've done it for the space, haven't they?
It's absolutely incredible. Look at that. It's something very minimalism, the way they've dealt with that roof. It's just so pure, just the timber, as I said, really simple A-frame. Nothing else.
Guys, just beyond you here, I'm just seeing a bit of pink and I just want to see.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! That's pink. Whoa!
Oh my gosh, it is.
Flamingo.
A flamingo.
You can have a chat to her.
Definitely.
This is one of the most beautifully designed spaces I've been in many years. It's got everything. It's got the purity of the building, the history, the play of light and shadow, texture, and a wonderful design element. And when you find out from the photographs that we think the homeowner had a big part in the renovation, that just adds another whole layer on how much I love this space.
Now the judges will decide their scores for Little Castle Cottage. Owain's mark is under wraps.
There's personality in this home, and it's that kind of personality that makes me want to meet the homeowner, because I think we'd get on. Everywhere you look, there was some quirk, you know, and I love that. It was just one thing after another in a small space, but it totally worked. I just get a very good, happy vibe here. I'm going to give this home a 9.
I love an upside-down home, and I think the owner has got it absolutely spot on. It's such a wonderful feeling going up these stairs and being exposed to the vaulted ceiling. The term that springs to mind is multi-sensory. I think here you can hear the birds, the stone, the metal, and I think all of this comes together in what I think is a truly delightful home. The homeowners certainly put a lot of effort and passion and heart into this place, and you can see it everywhere you look. I'm going to give this home a 9.
I think when you're outside this home, you know it's going to offer a little bit more, and it certainly does give you that something. You can tell the owner just has great taste. There are bold colours, there are statement pieces throughout, and it's a great level of style throughout this home, and I just love spending time here.
Now the judges have visited all 3 homes, we can find out how their scores compare and reveal this week's finalist. First, it was Bryn Eithen on the Mumbles. Mandy held her score back.
It was a gorgeous, charming, double bay fronted property in one of my favourite places in the world. I gave this one a 9. Glenn, for you, it was a 10. Mandy?
I loved the property, you know, the location was amazing, the house really imposing, and that kitchen blew us away. I gave it a 9.
Ooh, so the grand total for Bryn Aithen, you two, is 28. Pretty good score, that.
Not bad.
Next, Glenn is yet to reveal his score for the mill near Ammanford.
This home didn't give much away from the front, but then when we stepped inside, it was upside down living with a dining room upstairs, and then all the way downstairs we had the bedrooms and the swimming pool. Mandy, you give this one a 7. I gave the mill an 8. Glenn?
I love the wonderful tumble-down nature of the spaces responding to the hillside. The difficulty I had with this home is that it was quite dark and inward-looking, but nevertheless a wonderful, warm family home. I give this home a 7.
7. That means the mill has 22, which is still a good score.
And finally, Owain scores Little Castle Cottage in Kidwelly.
This was an enchanting property. It was so cute. Mandy, you give this a 9. Glenn, for you, it was also a 9. I went in there, it just took my breath away. The living area, oh my goodness, it had such a gorgeous, warm feel. And because of that, you two, I gave Little Castle Cottage a 10.
Wow.
So that gives Little Castle Cottage a 28. We have a draw, you two. It's between Little Castle Cottage and Bryn Aithen. Both have 28. This is a tough one, isn't it?
I feel like Bryn Aithen myself just pips it. That kitchen, that amazing Scandi look, the beautiful floor, the wonderful touches of furniture.
If it's between those two, Little Castle Cottage does it for me because it looked amazing from the outside. The curb appeal was fantastic. I saw history, that little cute kitchen, and upstairs, you know, fabulous space. I'd happily move in. So for me, it pips the post.
I do think that the kitchen in Bryn Aithen was breathtaking, and the three of us stepped into that room and we were like, oh, what is this? It was so incredible, wasn't it? Whereas I felt that Little Castle Cottage had more of that feel woven throughout the home, and it looked like a lot of love had just been poured into that place. And, you know, that's the feeling that I got from it. But do we agree that Little Castle Cottage is the one that gets it?
This is such a tough decision. However, my gut tells me that you two are veering more towards the cottage. I think I'll go with that too.
Well, there we go then. It looks like the winner for the Southwest is Little Castle Cottage.
Wonderful.
I'm so delighted.
I think they will be really delighted as well.
Yeah, I agree. Wasn't it cute?
Little Castle Cottage triumphs in the Southwest and is one step closer to claiming the title Wales Home of the Year. Next time.
So we've managed, after a lot of deliberation, to whittle it down to one winner.
The moment has arrived for the judges to announce the winner of Wales Home of the Year.
Wales's oldest football club and its A-list owners. Wrexham, Hollywood or bust on iPlayer. Press red to watch now. Or if cricket's more your thing, get an alternative take on the game with Tailenders. Listen on BBC Sounds.